As India's Olympic heroes return home, the spotlight is on those who backed them. This is India's best ever performance of 7 medals that we've seen in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. In conversation with us at ET Now is Parth Jinder, the MD of JSW Cement and JSW Paints, and also the founder of Inspire Institute of Sports and JSW Sports. Parth, appreciate you taking your time out and speaking with us today at ET Now. This is Ruchi Bhatia. What a week really it has been, for us, and I'm sure for you guys at JSW Sports as well. Yesterday we did see a rousing welcome for some of the Olympic members, Olympians who returned back with medals for the country. Has it really sunk in, and have you been able to really process what has happened in the last 1 month or so?
No, it's been an incredible couple of weeks. I would say that it's been a roller coaster ride, which ended on an absolute high with obviously Neeraj winning that gold in javelin. But I think overall, I think this Olympics has been, historic in many ways for our country. Never before has India been so competitive across so many disciplines at the Olympics. And I think for the first time, whether it's the government, whether it's the federations, whether it's private bodies like ours, everyone has worked collectively, and the results are there, for all to see. But to answer your question, no, I'm still not able to really fathom Neeraj winning a gold in javelin and India coming back with its highest medal tally. I think I had predicted that India will finish with its highest medal tally this Olympics because of the kind of preparation that has gone on. But it's still an unbelievable feeling to see a gold medal in track and field.
Right. Oh, absolutely. As they say, it was the cherry on the top. But many Olympians who we've been speaking to at the Times Group have really thanked and talked in detail about the support coming in from JSW Sports as well. The Inspire Institute of Sports was started after the 2012 Olympics. How fruitful really has the journey been, Parth?
Oh, no, it's been an incredible journey. Actually, the reason we started the Inspire Institute of Sport was because as a corporate and as an individual, I was equally, confused or baffled as to why a country of 1.3 billion people doesn't bring medals at the Olympic Games. And instead of, blaming the system, or instead of trying to finger point, I said that, what are we doing about it? What is JSW doing about it? What is corporate India doing about it? And we started on this journey in 2012, November 2012, after this idea was actually, the thought of this was planted in my head by Mahesh Bhupati. And we spent the next 2 years, Mustafa, my CEO, and I, we spent the next 2 years visiting some of the best high performance training centers around the world, whether it was the Colorado Springs facility in the US, the Aspire Institute in Doha, the South Australian Institute of Sport in Melbourne, the English High Performance Training Center in Manchester. We visited all these centers and we created the blueprint of the Inspire Institute of Sport. I went to Delhi. I sensitized the sports minister at the time. I sensitized Sai at the time. They were extremely supportive of this idea. And we spent the next 3 years building the facility. And 2017, our facility really started. But we started supporting Olympic athletes way back in 2012. Bajrang Punia was one of our athletes who we picked up in our first batch. Sakshi Malik, obviously, another one of them who we picked up in our first batch, who went on to win a medal at the Rio Games. And then Bajrang has done it in Tokyo. And then Neeraj Chopra we picked up in 2016 at the Haryana State Championships. And then from there, his story, the way he won the Junior World Championships in 2016, then the Commonwealth Games and the Asian Games, and then finally the Olympic Games.
You know, Parth, I was in a conversation some time ago with Mustafa, and he said that it is very tough to pick athletes between 12 to 18, and we as a nation must make sure that some of these athletes do not get lost. How do you identify young, young blood, young athletes, people who are raring to go, and young athletes who are going to make country proud? How do you make sure that you give them the right guidance, you give them the right financial backing, and most importantly the right training?
No, absolutely. I think that's been our main focus. So first of all, I'd like to just emphasize that this is a collective effort, and nobody as a single corporate, we cannot do the job what the government does. The government with its machinery has been doing a phenomenal job to help and to promote Olympic sports in our country. We have our own scouting network across the country. We have identified the leading 50 coaches across each of the disciplines that we support. And we hear from them. They call us and they say, there's a really good kid in my akhada in Haryana. Please come and have a look. Then our coaches go there and have a look. Similarly with boxing or judo or track and field or swimming. And the way in which we follow the process is that we talk to the government, we inform the government about these athletes, the government blesses that, the federations bless it, then we bring them to our institute. And that's where we nurture them, we guide them. We have some of the best international coaches from around the world who are at the Inspire Institute of Sport. We pay a lot of attention to sports science, to nutrition. And we work with the federations and the government. So it's a collective effort, but the catchment age is between 12 and 18. Sometimes for some other sports, it can even be below 12. Right. And so we have 180 residential athletes currently at the Inspire Institute of Sport. And we are also opening a center in Hisar in the Haryana Agriculture University, which is a public-private partnership with the Sports Authority of India.
Right.
We also have a high-altitude training center in Himachal Pradesh for boxing. And we're now adopting one of the other SAI centers in the Northeast. And we're just about to finalize that. And the last thing that we're doing, apart from all this, is that we are helping the Odisha government with their swimming program. So we're trying to do quite a lot in sport.
Parth, I have to ask you, what's your vision for the 2024 Paris Olympics? While this is our best medal tally, we're way behind our Asian peers like China, or for that matter, some of the developed countries like US and Britain as well.
No, absolutely. I think the road is very long, and we have just about started. I think the kind of systems and processes that the government has put in place, each federation has put in place, there's still a lot of improvement that can be done and will be done. And I think a conservative estimate for Paris 2024 would be to double the Tokyo tally and to get to 14 medals. If you want to take an optimistic target or take a very, very, you would say reach for the skies target, I would say we should target for 20 medals at Paris. Now, there is reason why I say that. We have various disciplines in which India was competitive in Tokyo, and we're coming up the ranks, whether it's table tennis, whether it's archery, whether it's shooting, whether it was women's hockey, whether it was golf. Like I said, this was the most competitive Indian contingent ever. And the number of top 10 finishes is really, really heartwarming and very, very positive for our future. So I would say we should gun for 20 medals at Paris.
All right, couldn't agree more with you. We should gun for 20 medals in the Paris 2024 Olympics. But Parth, before I let you go, after the Tokyo Olympics, do you see a significant, funding rise coming in for Indian sportsmen, not only from state governments but from corporate India as well. You started on this bandwagon way back in 2012, but do you see more and more corporates coming in and supporting in terms of funding to our Indian athletes?
No, absolutely. So at our institute, we have over 20 different corporates who are supporting our institute. And I received phone calls from several of our donors saying that they would like to double their efforts because of the kind of work that's gone on and the kind of results that India has achieved. When I look at the athletes themselves, Neeraj Chopra, so we at JSW Sports, we represent Neeraj Chopra and Bajrang Punia as well as all our other athletes. This is for the first time, our phones have been ringing off the hook. Neeraj is commanding endorsement values which are second only to Virat Kohli. He's higher than every other cricketer in the country today. There's only Virat Kohli who charges more than Neeraj Chopra. And to me, to see that is so amazing because it just shows that the country realizes what an unbelievable and massive achievement it is. And the brand popularity, the visibility of not only a Neeraj Chopra or a Bajrang Punia, but even, for example, a PV Sindhu or a Mirabai Chanu has gone off the charts. So it really bodes well, and it will inspire the next generation to come up and to participate in Olympic sports and not only cricket.
Oh, absolutely. But on that note, Parth, appreciate you taking your time out and speaking with us. Well, India's got its new sporting star in all the Olympians, and as Parth is saying, here's hoping that we do hit the 20 medal tally in the Paris Olympics 2024 as well. But on that note, it's back to you in the studios. Parth, thank you very much.